Owned by Scientologists, tussles with the black market, and a crypto backlash, this is not a binge-worthy Netflix doc, this is the tale of Neopets. Whilst the turn of the new millennium in 2000 sparked a run of popular online multiplayers aimed at a younger audience, Neopets was conceived in the late 90s. Multiple changes in ownership across several continents, a website tearing at its digital seams, missing content, a mysterious meditation app, and a mobile game. Are you keeping up? Welcome back to Retrovision, where I deep dive into the depths of internet lore and dig out forgotten memories of the internet's many past lives. The story begins in the late 90s as we near the 2000s when Adam Powell, a British student studying at the University of Nottingham, shared his concept with friend Donna Williams. With only a small office in Guildford, they managed to launch the site only 2 months later. Powell has since explained that the original intention for Neopets was just to keep fellow students entertained and maybe make some money along the way. The first version of the site allowed users to adopt the fictionalized Neopet and then explore the world of Neopia. The reason the site gained support so quickly was mainly due to how immersive it was. It wasn't just the fact that you could adopt a nicely designed pet, the world itself was interactive, giving players a chance to explore different worlds like Mystery Island and Terror Mountain. The world even boasted its own fictionalized newspaper which told users about the economy. You could build your in-game wealth by winning Neopoints on games like Solitaire and Minesweeper that then could be used to upgrade your in-game pet. Within 2 years, the site was gaining over 600,000 views per day, and they quickly realized they needed more help.
Try Scientology.
It was in early 2000 when financial interest in the site had grown, and that is when the name of investor Doug Doering emerged. Doering bought a majority share, and Neopets Inc. would look to reach new heights with more money. Everything seemed great. Well, apart from the Scientology. Part of Doering's infamy within this tale is his link to the controversial religion which the new majority shareholder oversaw, with the religion's org board managing Neopets. The creators of the site had no idea religion was playing such a heavy role until a woman was appointed to bring Scientology to the game, which they stopped and made sure no further religious education methods entered the game. But even through this weird exchange, Neopets' ascent was not derailed, as by 2005 it was reported that 35 million unique users visited the site. In 2005, Neopets launched a PS2 licensed game too, and that is when another buyer came calling.
I'd buy that for $1.
Viacom purchased Neopets Inc. in June of 2005 for $160 million, and soon the tag of Nickelodeon was added, which Viacom also owns. This change in strategy was only accelerated when the original creators of the site decided to leave. From McDonald's Happy Meals to the FIFA World Cup, it seemed that ads flooded every part of the Neopets world. So much so that kids who were players at the time remember feeling how overbearing it all was. The power in the Viacom ownership was how vast their media empire was and how many eyes they could get the game in front of, owning MTV, Spike, and a series of other spin-off channels too. But unlike other online games, Neopets became synonymous with a feeling of online learning and user creation. Given your Neopet profile came with a landing page, basically a profile page that you will see on most social media sites today, users took it upon themselves to learn code in order to customize their pages. Some coding talent got so good they started offering out their services to other players in exchange for Neopoints. There was even a stock market.
Huh?
Yep, you heard that right. NeoDAC allowed players to invest in fake companies, seeing whether that increased or decreased their own wealth. It seemed like Neopets' invention, support, and thriving community could not be toppled. But then, something changed.
Do you ever have deja vu, Mrs. Lancaster?
It was in 2014 when Viacom decided to sell Neopets to an educational site named Jumpstart. Unlike the previous 2 takeovers that had only aided Neopets' development, this one started a slow decline. A bumpy transition and then a severe data breach affected millions of users, losing tons of data along the way. Only 2 years later, the site's once thriving user base had decreased to mere thousands. The generation that had grown up addicted to the game were also naturally getting older and moving on to new interests, and without the previous marketing push that Viacom allowed, probably stalled the next generation of Neopets users. Watching the Apache Ninjas video on the game cites a wild subreddit that seemingly never ends on the constant dramas experienced during the Jumpstart era. These would be known as UCs, unconverted characters, and these UCs would be like gold dust to the community, so much so that hackers would steal users' UCs and then sell them on the black market for a profit. Yep, The stolen UCs would be sold on a real world market, with some estimated up to $2,000, which is nice. But there are some other reasons for the decline. What made these online games so unique in the early 2000s was their unique ability to foster engagement and build communities. The customization and the ability to keep people hooked was a novelty at the time. That of course all changed when the likes of Facebook, Instagram and Twitter came along. Suddenly there were other sites where people could customize their profiles, join groups and chat endlessly about topics they love. Not only that, but Neopets also suffered from the growth of mobile gaming, something which Club Penguin did too. It is also relevant to note that the eventual death of Adobe Flash in 2021 was probably responsible too, leading to the loss of more data and ravaged not only the way sites like Neopets function, but the whole internet. It is believed that up to 50 games became extinct because of Adobe Flash ending. Only 3 years after Jumpstart had taken over, they were bought out by a Chinese company, NetDragon.
You're joking. Not another one?
This takeover allowed the site to gain a new surge of interest, with many users returning to a game they'd seemingly left behind. New events were created, the site was modernized to keep it somewhat alive, even if the interest wasn't at the height it once was in the mid-2000s.
It's an NFT of Michelangelo from the Ninja Turtles.
So we jump forward to 2023. Jumpstart has now been dissolved and NetDragon have sold the rights to the company overseeing the current version of the website. Are you keeping up? Incredibly, despite multiple changes in ownership, controversies with Scientology and the black market, Neopets is celebrating its 25th anniversary, a landmark that the likes of Club Penguin and Moshi Monsters could only dream of. Now, that isn't to say things are perfect. There was a whole other controversy which included Bitcoin, crypto and NFTs getting involved, which expectedly sparked a backlash. Crypto investors literally invested in a resurgence of the game only to see their idea blighted by a community revolt. Paint by numbers mobile games were also created that were flooded with ads that did not fly. Games that were lost during the Flash apocalypse have yet to be converted to HTML, leaving parts of the site completely unusable. On top of the weirdness, there is now a Neopets cookbook, which, I mean, it's there if you want it. Do you want it? A landing page does not solely take you to the original version of Neopets, instead taking you to a promotion of all their mobile games. But despite understandable fan frustration, there is a brutal reason for all this. In a press release, the current owners of the site revealed that the company had been operating at a loss for over a decade. The cash problems stem from the harsh reality that Neopets is no longer owned by a massive company. There are some signs of life, with browser extensions allowing players to experience some of the classic games with varying levels of success. Neopets now boasts the voice of John Legend as a brand ambassador, which isn't nothing. There is a reality that the world has drastically changed since Adam Powell and Donna Williams in the late 90s decided to make a game for some uni students. The fact the site even still exists is a testament to its longevity and maybe offers the possibility of an eventual rebirth. Please let me know in the comments if you played Neopets, what era was your favourite, and if you think it could come back to life. And remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. It really helps out the show and lets us know you want to see more of Retrovision. Also, what forgotten internet history should we cover next? Let us know in the comments.